What's on right now, Bitcoin? Anything you do.
I don't always like videos, but when I do, I always prefer Crypto. Trade wisely, my friends.
Gary was a man who thought he could do crypto, sharing at the SEC.
You lock what you see. Well then, please subscribe, eh? And if you like what we do, then smash that like button too.
Are you trying to find financial freedom by trading and investing in them there cryptocurrencies? But are you having a hard time being profitable and making them winning trades? Well, you can get all that knowledge and a whole lot more just by watching the Crypto Chart School playlist over here at the Road Dogg Crypto channel. You just go right down here where it says Chart School, you click that full playlist, and voila! They got all the knowledge right there.
No need to hit the like button. He's just on here because, well, he's always on here. This is a private memberships. Well, you can hit the like button if you want to. Lets our members know if we found value in it, I guess. But nothing to get out there and boost that algorithm. Hey, I appreciate you for being here. We got I got Artsbit and got Sam Webb hanging out with us. And what I'm doing is just a follow up on what I've been doing on the spot margin. Remember last time we were talking about... been talking about every time that Bitcoin comes up in these areas that I'm working on trying to de-risk this account because, man, we've got that low down here at 49,000. Well, that was a come to Jesus moment and realizing, oh crap, I was getting a little greedy up here with some of these positions and filling them up too much. And this one actually kind of took care of a few of those positions for me. Some of the bags I've been working on for a long time. I lost a few of them, not all of them, but enough where I'm like, dang, man. But it's not all bad. Let me go over what I did. Now, when we get these big ass drops down here, and it affects altcoins, we're looking at Bitcoin here on the 4 hour. Your altcoins are taken down too, but if you are trying to do the spot margin play, which it's cool, CoinEx has it. These are the perfect times to actually open your positions, is when the market does have these big drops. Small positions, and the ones that I did and moved over here when the prices were down. I mean, that's what's helping my account to recover a lot too. Let's go ahead and put it up. This is the only one that I kind of share the information with what I got going on over here. This private stream here. Let's put the spot margin account up, and so I'm at 84,000 now. I'm down. That the big old drops that we've had. If we go back to my 90 days, I'm still in drawdown $65,000 from the peak that I went. That's what this is figuring on. As high as I got, which I think on this account was, what was it? About 151,000. So yeah, that's a big drop from there, but that wasn't where I started. I mean, it came from this $100,000 area up to there. So if I consider those ideas, yeah, it's in recovery. Now, there were some losses there. I'm just going to be, I don't have some of those positions as big as I did before, like in nearer link that could help me boost up. But the fortunate thing was, even though those positions got liquidated, there was enough left over in there, usually about 10%, that I can just start my bags all over again. And that's what I've done. And I'll try to show that today. There's no way to get this on night vision. We got to look at this on whatever. All right. So that's the old profit and loss. And this is what the account looks like. And looks like today, little drawdown about 2,500. Man, I've seen this thing down to like $40,000. So seeing it at $80,000 right now, I'm good. I'm cool with it. So what I want to point out is, my overall strategy. Let me say this. I've got way too many altcoin positions. Some of them have been taken care of by nature, but the whole goal that I'm trying to do is weed all these suckers out. I don't need as many altcoins. I don't have conviction on most of these altcoins. Some of these, I got other positions on spot margin that, I can't get over here to CoinEx because it's on a different chain to transfer it. So I'm not adding those bags over here, but I'm basically going to take all these positions that I've got and, roll them over into the more stronger coins I want to stay in, which is basically up here toward the top. Bitcoin, of course, being the first one. Bitcoin is the backbone for the strategy for me, and it's very important for me to my whole goal is to grow this Bitcoin account. I want this up to about 3 Bitcoin that I can pull out of here, at least. And I had this up to about 2.5 Bitcoin, and that's when I was looking down, and my liquidation price was in 45,000s and these areas down through there, and it got to it was getting too close. And so with that big drop, I was very adamant, man, I've got to de-risk. And why do I need to de-risk? Well, the first reason I'm going to throw out there why it is important to de-risk is because if the market if we are on a downward trend and we have the possibility coming back to our lows at 48,000 or lower, I don't want to go through all that crap again. That messed with my emotions, and I'm not usually affected by emotions. The only reasons that you get affected by your emotions is, well, you're overextended, you got a little too greedy, you got too much out there to risk, or you're using way too much leverage. Well, I'm not using way too much leverage because this is kind of controlled here. So my problem was that I went too much. And so what I've done is I've reduced this. This was a lot. I only owe 132,000. Now consider that I've only got my the amount income that it says up here, my value of my account, 84,000. So I'm less than double that. That's good. I was more than double, right? And so that adds some risk. So I've been able to cut down a lot, and I'll go over how I did that. But this was the most important thing to me, is to reduce my risk on Bitcoin. So now I've got my liquidation price on Bitcoin down to a fairly comfortable 38.8 thousand. Could we still go there? Technically, we could. It's not as likely that we would, but that doesn't matter, man. I don't want to take a ride down that way and then get down close to that. And, oh crap, we probably could do it. Then I have no way to save my ass. I'm not going to put my account in that kind of jeopardy. So my whole goal is what I'm doing. I do have everything lined up on these altcoins that I've got, most of them anyway, where I'm taking profits and then I'm rolling over that. Every time I take profits on these altcoins, here's what I'm doing. I'm taking 10% off of that, put it over into Bitcoin to pay off this loan. Beautiful. It's been helping. This was up to like $107,000 I had to repay there. I made a big dent in it. And I've got my liquidation down to 38.8. So I feel a lot better about my Bitcoin. I got 1.93 available that I'm working with and trying to grow that back. Caspa was another one that I was getting nervous about. And I'm honestly sitting here at 190% for my risk management. That should be perfect. That should be awesome. I shouldn't really have any worries, but my liquidation price is 9.1 cents, 9.2 cents. It was around 11 or 12. We're close to about 11.8. And I'm like, well, you know, we went down to 12 cents. And I was like, oh, holy crap, man, you're getting too damn risky. So I've de-risked this. Now, what it shows available and what I've got, it's different here than what it is on my phone app. I'm used to seeing it on here better. But, you know, I've got about 78,000 Caspa that I've got in here. I do not, under any circumstances, want to lose that. Now, I've actually got somewhere about 160,000 Caspa that I've got dispersed at sell orders and everything, if we hit. And that's what I'm doing. When sell orders get hit, then I'm taking it and I'm paying back the loans and paying things down. This was about 17,000. I had it down about 10,000. I put a little bit more in, trying to catch some fairly decent nibbling at Caspa. She comes down around 15 cents and things like that. I think I only have like $150 in there. That's all I'm trying to nibble at right now. I'm not trying to go crazy because I'm not sure what the market's going to do, right? And if Caspa wants to come back down towards 10 cents and stuff, I don't want to freak out. So Lana's another one. I came in with about 30. I think I have about 60 Solana that I'm in control of. And, you know, I only got 3 available. These are the ones I'm accumulating as we come down a little bit. Not much. I'm just nibbling. I got that at 182%. I got this one paid down. This was about almost $7,000 or $8,000 to be repaid. Did a good job of doing that. So I'm getting my risk down on these loans is what I'm doing, especially on the ones that I want to save. Rune is a great example here. This one got scary close to liquidation. And I was like, oh man, I hate to lose my freaking Rune bag. And that one's done nicely. Now I'm at 200% risk, and that means that, hey man, we're good. I've got 888 of these little guys in order to take profits if we go up there, and I've just put I paid off my loan as much as I can here. I got them in good places. This one, Aave, has been really cool. Now that one I moved some over when we were on those and everything, and that one's hit, I've been able to de-risk. That one's been on the tear. So look at this. This is cool. 300% there. I mean, I've already made my profit. I've done everything. I'm just waiting for Aave to come back down. Then I'm going to wash, rinse, repeat, and build up another bag. I still got plenty of Aave left, but coming down, I've got a lot that I can work with to add more to that position and just keep playing this little game with Aave. Kadena, whatever. I'm in her, and I'm de-risking, and she's a lot better where she is. That one was a stale one. I couldn't do anything when she got down because I couldn't borrow any money to add to those positions because I was in drawdown. And that's the situation that you get to with this if you're not controlling your risk and things. You'll get to a point, well, now I can't add anything. Now I'm just at the mercy of the market. But getting all these closer to 200% and up through there for where we are at the market right now makes me feel better. I haven't got them all there, but a lot of them I do. And the ones that were really giving me a hard time, I mean, that I was kind of successful about, I've been able to de-risk a lot. And so here was my predicament, you know. I'm safeguarding my Bitcoin, and as we started coming down to about 48,000 down through there, and I'm in danger of losing some positions, like my near position and my link position. I had to make a choice, man. I'm like, the only thing I can do is borrow against Bitcoin, which is raises my liquidation price to 50 something or wherever it was, to a place that we might actually hit, and that would just liquidate me and my whole account, or, you know, just see what survives. And I ended up losing some, you know, some positions that I like. Now, here's what I got to say about that, though. It's not the end of the world. It was sad. I didn't like it. Gosh darn it, man. I had like 150 link that were mine. I don't anymore. Now I got 61 that I'm in control of. With my risk factor of 150, I got something that I can work with. I can build this back up to at least 150 pretty comfortably. And then as this market recovers, if I wanted to pull out the initial bag of link that I put in, that way I could build it back and just break even. And oh, well, at least I got back the link that I put in, even though I got liquidated and left me with 10% of it. That's the beauty of the spot margin thing, because you can make a comeback. Because I had a good position in that, and she's gone, but it left me with enough that I can work back up again. Tau was another one. Now I built that one solely over here, borrowing from Bitcoin or whatever from another one and building it here. And I had up like 10 Tau, I think, or several. I can't remember exactly, but they're gone, and I've got less than one now. That was one that I didn't move anything over here to lose, so that was one I'm not too worried. But the ones that I moved over from my wallets, like my link, well, ouch, that hurt a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. I can build her back over. I got 61 again. That's a start. I can work with that. Let's see another one, and here's that Tau position right here. So I've got control of 0.9, and I think I have maybe I've got a 20th of a Tau. That's what it left me with. So can I build this one? I'll try. Now I do have this on a wallet, and I didn't put that at risk and remove that over, so I'm good. I mean, I've got a long-term position of Tau. This is what I'm trading over here. Don't plan on doing too much with this. Just going to use it for profit if I can. Let's see. We went over near is the one I'm looking for. Where's my near? I had 500 near, and it wiped it out. Left me with just a few, man. I can't remember, about 10%. So I would say I probably had about maybe 40 or 50, maybe not even that much. Now I got 208 with my risk factor at 149. It's not the greatest place. It's not a bad place right now, but hey, keeping an eye on this and managing this. My loan is only $500, so I've got some options. If I want to play this one and say that we do take a drop in the market and she starts getting low, I can just add some USDT over here. I don't have to repay the loan, but I can add, you know, $100 or $2 over here just to let it sit, and that will boost this number up. And that's all you got to do to kind of manage this. You don't have to use it. You don't have to repay the loan. You just park some US dollar over here, and it will lower your liquidation prices. So that's a trick that I use as numbers come down. And I do use that when they start getting into the yellow and where they start getting into lower numbers. You might see me do, especially on the ones I've got a lower loan on, like $500, right? It doesn't take much. I can pull a couple $100 out of all these positions, even if I just do $5 from each position. There's some way that I can finagle to get that, to move it over here and just let it park there and put this one in a safer spot. That's some of the things I do. But here's my whole plan, what I've been doing, and we just got to go to the charts, and this is it. This is the whole de-risk thing. Of course, it all matters on what Bitcoin's doing, and we got rejected over here again. That's kind of what we were talking about last night on the stream, man. We're coming up to these areas, and I know it looks good. I know it looks yummy, and there's all these areas up here that we might hit, but these are perfect areas to roll over, and we rolled over again. Now, we might bounce and come back up and play this game for a while. Overall, I see a lot of sideways action out of Bitcoin, and that's going to affect our altcoins. And now, whether we break this trend line and come back down and visit 54,000, we don't know, but it's important for me to be safeguarded in case that we do, so that I won't totally freak out, and that I've got some plans where I can at least, capitalize on it and maybe buy something. Now, when it comes to spot margin, you can short if you want to. I find myself doing that a few times, but I don't think I've got anything technically open short-wise right now. I've paid back whatever I borrowed as far as the coin goes on most of those. But that is an option too, and you can borrow the coins and sell, and then it gives you dollars, and then use those dollars to pay back your loan, or you can use those dollars to buy back and then pay back the coins that you borrow, that kind of idea. It's good. The spot margin does give you so much more flexibility in this market, and much more than what you would get trying to work this on perpetual futures. So there's a danger of liquidation, but it's nothing near what you would expect with futures. And it's designed more for a longer term play with some lower leverage. I like what's going on here. We got a chance. I see with the way that this shape does, a lot of times when I see this particular, it looks like a flying nun hat's what I call it. I don't know, but a lot of times these do pop to the upside. No guarantees, but it's just a peculiar pattern that I've noticed and paid attention to a lot. And so I will say that about Bitcoin. We do have this little angle. Can't even draw here. The angle coming down here and this one going up. It's I'm not going to say it's a diamond. It's not a diamond, but that is kind of interesting. You're making this right angle going down here, and that's kind of a big deal to me. I just find it interesting. No guarantees, but I'm just throwing that out there. So let's take a look at some altcoins. Let's take a look at let's look at some that I was able to really take advantage of, and how I did this, right? Or my de-risking. So Rune is a good one because Rune got down to like 250, which was a huge drop from $5, right? That's not fun. That guy got kind of scary, and I'm like, you're supposed to be making me money, and you're not. Why? All right, so my de-risk plan is really simple. It's the Fibonacci, man. Swing high to swing low, and every one of these little runs on that ladder, I had a sell order. And when I sold it, I just paid back my loan, and that de-risked me. They're like, you're selling too early. No, that's the beauty of this plan. Because we're just the whole thing for what I'm doing right here. This is going to be choppy, chop. We're going to be in a range for a little while. This lets us take advantage of that range. Now, just as a given, if you guys want to mimic the strategy I've got, there's no guarantees it's going to come up here, but it could. But I do like to put my bigger orders. I like to go with the 1414 Fibonacci. The 1272, and this is a pull from a swing high to a low. The 113 may or may not go with that 0.1 because we may hit it, may not. I don't know. Sometimes I skip it. I like to look at the moving averages and see what kind of confluence we got, and this kind of suggestion right here at 473. Every one of these fib areas is a great place to put a sell order, and I'm either doing one of two things. I'm either using some kind of pyramid method where I'm weighing heavier. I might do 25% here, 25, take it down and then do whatever 25% what I have left there is, just taper it down 25%. That's one way that you could do it, or whatever percentage. You could go even amounts like 100 here, 100 here, 100 here, do it that way, or you can do the 5-4-3-2-1 method, which if you had like 100 tokens, this just kind of simplifies it. If you had 100 tokens, you could go 40 tokens here, 30, 20, 10. You can get four nice little rungs out of that for any multiple of 10. You can vary it, but that's a good way to pyramid, some kind of variation of those ideas. So, and that's what I did through these areas too, and now I'm cool. Now if we do drop with Rune, and we could, We're on a trend line, which will eventually probably break if we don't get past this 618 area. We might come down through here. Now, with the proceeds I got, the sales I got there, you got options that you can do, and I did do this at first. And you can pay the loan back. I'd recommend doing that. That helps you de-risk and get your liquidation price down. You can also take part of those profits, after you get your liquidation prices down low. And then you got your buy orders, right? That's if we roll over. If this is a top, I'm just doing a swing. Man, did you get the wrong one? This is our previous Fibonacci. Now for my buys, I'm doing this, a swing low to swing high. Tell me where I need to buy. And I'm doing the same exact thing, man. I'm starting at this 1414 area, about 190. And I will stack some orders through here. Up to a certain point, 618 is good. Maybe this 0.5. Possibly this 382. Any amounts off that 382 area could be to a bigger move. So on these bigger areas, if I'm buying back in, trying to taper back in, I do really like this one tapered. I think it's more important to taper your buys like this. And we may not come down here, or we may, who knows? But if we do come back down to 212, $2, something like that, I'm in a much better position to deal with that situation now. And what we got? What is my liquidation there? Let's go check that out. Oh, Maroon, what is my new liquidation? 204. Am I totally safe? Well, no, coming down here to 189 would get me, probably, maybe, quite possibly. And depending on how much money that I borrow and things like that, there are, again, adding dollars over there can help offset that. But, I want to keep this stuff in mind. So I still, would like to even de-risk a little bit more off of Maroon, to be honest with you. So if we break this trend line, what I might do, if the trend line's broken, I might just do another little sell order, just so I can have something to throw in there and de-risk a little bit more. Those are some ideas. That trend line is very important, and breaking it, if it does happen, will kind of mean that we could come down. And there's always that possibility of getting liquidated. And there's some areas, we come down and get a pullback, and then, it looks like we're coming down there. There's some other things that we can do to de-risk, but I would rather do it from the get-go. If that makes sense, just to avoid that possibility. It wasn't fun. And there's no guarantees that we'll make a lower low, but we could, and we got to accept those risks. And again, to reiterate, this is more of a position trade, or think of it as a long ass swing trade idea. But that's basically what we're doing. The whole idea that I'm doing anyway is we're looking at this as a range, and so we've got this whole area that we're working with. And if you think about it, let's say if we come back down to where we were before, 250, something like that, and we can come back up to where we are here, we got a 100% range just from the lows to the highs. Now we got a variation, if there is, between the extremities that we can go there, and it could be up to about 164, maybe 180%. So we got a nice little range we can play here. And remember, we got somewhere around, I think with the Maroon, it's somewhere up to 5x leverage. So we could get multiples of this. And that's great, because there's nothing that will help you pay those loans off or pay off your Bitcoin or whatever you're trying to do faster than having just that little bit of leverage on there and taking advantage of it instead of riding the roller coaster up and down. So, but we gotta be cautious. I mean, we're still in a bearish trend. We're still making a series of lower highs and lower lows. So we're not out of the woods yet on any of these altcoins, and we got to keep that in mind. But basically, that's what I'm doing there. Now, on some of these, can we? Let's just go ahead and do all that. On some of these, I'm actually going up to a bigger high. And I'm using these fibs as well because they can be hit. And so I might have some other orders on a bigger scale, also using a swing high to swing low. So those are ideas. And as they hit, it's important for me to use the lower high to low though, on the ones I'm really trying to take advantage of, because these targets are a lot more likely to hit. And there's this one thing, I mean, there's probably a voice in the back of your mind saying, but yeah, if I sell, then I can't buy it. You know, you don't know if you get to a chance to buy back cheaper or whatever. You gotta, at this point in the market, you gotta just realize, man, we got a really good chance to range for the next 4 to 6 weeks. We're going to have plenty of opportunities to build a bag, in my personal opinion, with these altcoins. You just got to be ready in case they want to go to some newer lows that we're not used to. And there's always those signs that it could happen. So de-risking is pretty important. And at this point in the game, I'm saying I recommend de-risking a little heavy. Because when the market does turn around and we finally make a higher low, and then we start making higher highs, and then we come back and make a higher low, I mean, you got all this to start building a bag slowly, and you know that you're in a better trend. You know that we're starting to make a more solid trend, and we're starting to recover. Otherwise, you're working on catching falling knives, which, you know, I'm guilty. I catch myself doing that, but that's not the greatest habit. Sometimes it can go for you, and sometimes you just get all bloodied up too. It's always best to confirm a trend, and then we can start nibbling a little heavier and building those bags, and that's when the magic starts happening. Right now, we're in accumulation. We're still accumulating. I'm still accumulating. The whales are still accumulating, and we got a nice little scary market for that accumulation, in my personal opinion. All right, guys. Let's see. Take a look at this. Let's take a look at Aave. This one has been gorgeous. This in Zcash. This one has, this one I've got targets all the way up here, man. All these are my targets. I don't know if we're going to hit or not. I didn't know if any of these would hit, or that Aave would just be so on fire. It makes sense when you think about it. People borrowing against ETH and everything and playing the market. So she may just keep on going. I don't know. Her last high was 153, and we just keep on trucking, and I'm cool. She's already sold enough for me to clear this one out. It's all pure gravy, and I'm in danger of selling all my Aave. Oh no! But you know what? That's just fear. If she were to come all the way up and I ran out of Aave to sell, well, eventually she's going to drop, and then I can just start all over again. So we got that little idea. Swee's another one that's been doing pretty good over there, and that's kind of cool. And it's good to note these things. What's working, what's holding up well, and what the market's kind of looking at. And she came all the way up to 111, and that helped me to. Man, that was great for de-risking on this one. This one was kind of in danger. I would get to where I couldn't add to anything down here. I couldn't borrow anything. It wasn't. But now if we come back down, I'm good. Sweet, where are you at? Where is Sweet? Now, some of the things that I did recently, I moved over some more Nakamoto games since this is so cheap. That one's good. My risk factor is, my liquidation point is 45 cents on that. 217% is my risk factor, so I'm good on that. And, Nakamoto game could get over $3. I've seen it down as low as, 70 cents or lower. Right now, I'm looking for Sweet. Where did you go? Here you are, Sweet. Right here. This one, I had over $2,000 borrowed on this one. It was like $2,500. I got it down to $738, and that's all because she went up. So she's doing really good for what I got, my risk and everything. And the other ones that I moved over some Pith. I did that. I'm not a big fan on Pith anymore after I look at the tokenomics and everything. So it's not, I got no conviction for Pith really. Nakamoto games I do have conviction for, so I'm working, with that one to see what I can do. And I moved over, finally got my Jupiter unstaked and moved that over because, well, we're in a good time. So Jupiter right here. And do you have my, yeah. And so here, I've got all my buy orders. I don't have any sell orders set on Jupiter just yet, but I've got some buy orders set all the way down to or about 65 cents. And that's what I'm playing on this little guy. So if I come over here to Jupiter, I haven't put my sell orders in just yet. Should I? Let's see what we got going on. I got a swing low to swing high. Tell me where I need to buy. So buy orders 55, 59, 63, those. I may have to go back and tweak those a little bit. And I do that. I catch myself doing that. You know, if something changes in the market, if the swing starts changing, I may erase all my orders and then just go back and redo them again. I find myself doing that a lot. I don't know if it's the smartest move. I take it as I'm keeping up with whatever's current, you know, current data. As soon as I'm using Fibonacci's, I just keep going back and doing it. But the same thing, I would be putting in buy orders at these fib areas scattered through there, which I have, and I may tweak it. And then my sell orders, mostly, I got two things I'm doing. The biggest one, where I want to put the majority of my trades, would be this swing high to that swing low. And starting about the 141, 127. It's doubtful that we get up there anytime soon, or even if at all over the next couple of weeks, but we could. It could happen. And then I'm taking it. I did my swing high to swing low and got those targets, right? So let me just mark off a few of these little guys. These are the ones that are most likely to get hit sooner than later, right? We're even at one right now. And then I'll take that swing high and put it down here. I got that high down to this bottom. Oop, tighten it up right there. This to there. Some really, really shorter term targets. I'm going with these guys. And then I might even have some that overlap just a little. I'm cool with that. So you got some confluence coming into these areas too. So let's change the color on this one. We'll go with white. And you can see some similarities, but you also get some smaller targets that are likely to get hit. And it's kind of these ideas, man, just little nibble sales through here to help de-risk. And, you know, if you're in it and you're looking at, man, 13, 23, whatever percent profit, there's a little bit of leverage there. So you got that going on your side with spot margin. But that's in essence what I'm doing to de-risk, and it's helped. It's helped a lot. So. All right, so that's basically the gist of things that I wanted to cover. Let me see if you guys got any questions, any comments going on that we can talk about. Any issues or whatever, because if you got any questions about small margin right now or that I can help with, then this is a great time to do it. Crypto Brad, how's it going, my man? So smash the likes, I appreciate that. Archbit says, word margin has been awesome. I only borrow USDT and use Bitcoin, ETH, BNB only for collateral. It seems, yes. And keep that mindset. And as long as you can, you know, don't overextend yourself, man. The recoveries, especially if you're starting building these positions at the low, man. And when we do turn around, I mean, I'm looking forward just to see how much my account recoveries I can share with you. I mean, it's still going to be lower than where I was before, because stupid is as stupid does and all that. But you learn, you fill it out. But it gives you so much more power, and it's great. It's great if you just be responsible with it. And, you know, sometimes that little DJ wants to come out and say, go ahead, buy some more. It's going up. But not chasing those green candles is a big thing. You know, just let the price come to you. Crypto Noob, how's it going, my man? Archbit says, excellent point. When the drop started, I had to reduce half my position, but having cleaned it up is looking good. Yeah, and I'm sitting here thinking, you know, I caught myself. I was sitting here freaking out about my Bitcoin positions, and I'm sitting here, well, dummy, you can go ahead and sell all part of it. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I could, huh? But then I won't have 2.5 Bitcoin and sitting there. Yeah, trying to cling onto that could be what makes me lose it all. So yeah, sometimes taking those, you might have to do something. I found that it's not detrimental if you do that. It's not detrimental, and you'll have a chance to get it back. Even if you got a fraction of your account, like my link, I've got a chance to get them back, and I'm like, yes. Could I do this on perpetuals? No, I'd be freaking out. It'd be over. I'm like, oh, I lost everything. But at least with Smart Margin, you have those coins. If you choose to keep those coins, they're yours, man. That's not for, you're not paper trading. This is like real. If you want to take those coins and take them out and put them on your wallet, as long as you settle up whatever you owe against it, it's yours. So it's a great way to build a bigger bag if that's what you're trying to do. It's what I'm trying to do with Bitcoin. And hopefully, after I get these altcoins finagled around, I can concentrate more on that and Caspa and Solana, maybe. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm really gung-ho on Solana or not. I know it's got the narrative and everything, but yeah, I'm in it for that, but I'm not. My heart's not in it like it is with Caspa and some other ones. Actually, my heart's not into a lot of these altcoins anymore, I've found. And, my reasoning is, well, they're not outperforming Bitcoin. So that means I'm just been spinning my wheels on trying to outperform Bitcoin on some of these. And maybe I need to just concentrate a little bit more on Bitcoin. Because I do like Bitcoin. It's all about Bitcoin for me when I really zoom out. I don't plan on holding any of these altcoins during the bear market. That never works unless it's... Like, I got Atom that I've held through a couple bear markets. This is over staking because I get rewards. I get airdrops from those. It's 100. At one time, that seemed like a lot. Now it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's enough to get me airdrops, so I'm cool with it. Which have not been happening lately, as far as I know. It kind of fizzled out. That was kind of odd, but Spot Margin, yeah, it is great, man. Hey, Steve J, welcome to the stream, my man. Welcome to the membership stream. Let's see. Archbit said, I tried the spot margin short, did not go well. It can be. I mean, if I were going to look at shorting that, what I'm planning on doing, with shorting, since we're so close to the bottom, I mean, but these targets up here. I mean, you've got your own bags, and you can put that as sell, and that's what I usually do. But I could also borrow a few extra coins up here and just add in a few layers up here. That's an idea that I'm using shorting. But I haven't done a whole lot of shorting. I've done some with Bitcoin. Ironically, that's what led me to actually selling my Bitcoin to reduce the risk. You know what happened when I borrowed Bitcoin with what I had? It de-risked me. I'm like, oh well, crap! You got a lot more Bitcoin right now, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I expected it to make my risk percentage, go down because I took a loan, but because it was Bitcoin, it actually made my risk percentage go up. I was not expecting that, but I'm still looking at that. I'm like, oh, that might come in handy. I could kind of switch off a little bit those ways. There's some stuff there. I'm still looking into some of those ideas, but it actually boosted. I think I was like at 135% risk on my Bitcoin at the time, and then I borrowed, I don't know, maybe 0.1. I can't remember what I borrowed, and then it rose me up to 145, and I was like, that might be helpful. Could sell off, pay some of that loan down. It was crazy. Part of it doesn't make sense to me just yet. I'm looking into that, so I'm just throwing some of those ideas out there. Might be something to toy around with just a little bit, because you can turn right around and immediately pay all that stuff off, right? Like if you borrowed 200 Caspa or something, you can turn right around and pay it off, or however all that stuff works. Some ideas, but there's still some little new things I come across, just depending on what exchange that you're on and how different that they are, I guess. Some of them have a few little different rules as to how this works. And Survey, hey man, you gifted a membership. Oh, we got some new people. Gifted memberships, cool. I appreciate that. I look forward to seeing them over here on some of these streams, or have them checking out the videos. I appreciate that, Archbit. Thank you very much for gifting some more memberships and some more people over here. It means a lot to me. And that's the whole reason I do this. You guys are going that extra little miles, like a little $3 membership thing, and I just want to give value back to it. And maybe grow the membership areas, and then I can add more, concentrated streams over certain areas and certain topics, kind of like what you would see more in like a paid trading group, that kind of thing, but nowhere near as expensive as those $100 a month trading groups and stuff. That when I was in a trading group, the biggest thing that helped me, it wasn't the trade setups, it wasn't the little Telegram or Discord group, it was the screen shares, and where the guy came out and you just got to hear his mindset and talking over the market and going over what he's looking at and explaining things, divergence and this and that. It just kind of made everything kind of click together, getting what's going on. And that's what I tried to do on my nightly streams, and just all my streams in general, is try to do those things, because that's what helped me learn everything. You got that, and then you got a good source of just some good information. And I always recommend thepatternSite.com, Thomas Bukowski, because there's a wealth of information over there. Investopedia is a good place to go for some good solid information too. Much better than your typical YouTuber out there trying to shill a group or something, and they're just always flagging something out. Number to the upside, join my trading group, you can do this too. Find a place that's got some concrete data, time-tested strategies, not just what some little YouTuber, they're there to sell you stuff. Thomas Bukowski, this is a free site. He sells books. I got the books, but the site's got all the information there you need to for free on how to do pattern trading and just all your stuff. It's a great site. So I always plug Thomas Bukowski. I think he's the GOAT. His understanding and studying him is really what helped change my life, because getting the percentages down for patterns and just the basic ideas, and then you just add, it's a buffet. TA is a buffet. You got all these different little tools and ideas and concepts that have a good history behind them, and you find what resonates to you, add them to the tools in your toolbox. And then, that's basically it. So I use trend lines, I use fibs, moving averages. These are the tools that in my toolbox that work well for me, and that's just what I kind of share here on the channel. The fibs have been freaking phenomenal, and I think I've got some insight on fibs that you just won't find so common, and I do like to share that kind of stuff. Might even do another membership video a little bit more in depth on the magic of the fibs, because if you're going to nail a target, I haven't found anything better than a fib. Archbishop said, yeah, I exited before I lost anything. Didn't understand. Cool. Yeah, always govern the risk. It's all about, when it comes to the spot, the spot margin, it really is. Where did you go, spot margin? You lost it. Here we are. It is all about controlling your risk and your liquidation price. That is the key to this. That liquidation price being the main thing. You want to, we know it can get crazy. We don't want to get too risky with it. But if you keep an eye on that, and then this risk level, and I used to say, man, I was cool if it got down like in the 130s, but that's when we were on a nice little uptrend before we started having these big drops and lower lows and crap. I'm not saying that now. I really want them close to about 200%. I would feel good about that. And I'm getting a lot of them up there. Some of them still got a little ways to go, but when I look to see what I owe on them and still owe, that number is so low now. I got so many of these smaller positions I can't wait just to cash out of and put it all over here more toward Bitcoin. The biggest loans that I've got, Caspa's 11,000, which is too much. Somehow I added more on there. Also keep in mind, now, there are fees for this stuff. There are, there is interest on these loans that we take out. So that's another reason we won't get too crazy with it. But, this number will just gradually start going up. I mean, it's subtle. It's subtle. But you can see it, like if you borrow Bitcoin, if you borrow like 0.1 Bitcoin, you're watching, now it's 0.01 0.10000 and 355. You know, there's some satoshis being added on there like every little bit. So there's always, keep that in mind. There's always there's some interest on this stuff. It's not crazy, but you're making enough to it's not a thing. And that's why I think that doing this in a cycle thing where you're constantly taking some profits. You know, there for a while when I used to do this, especially a couple years ago when I first started getting into the spot margin over on KuCoin, it was mostly just holding, and I really wasn't taking profits and stuff. But taking the profits, I know it makes you, I'm trying to lose my bag. No, you're going to take some profits, and then you got some more things to work with because the price always comes back down. It's always up and down, up and down. And when we see the number up, we're like, I don't want to sell. You got to get in the habit of paying yourself, especially on this. It works really well to de-risk yourself and to pay off all these loans, man. It has really made a huge difference in what I paid off, because this was like 200,000. So I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised. I can't even figure out how I did this over the past few weeks where I paid off $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 on this stuff. It was just a lot of stuff that I didn't even have borrowed. But overall, I mean, I do have a lot of confidence in this system. You got to be smart with it and everything, and it's easy to get stupid sometimes in crypto. But I like this, man. My TokenFi thing, 234% for my risk. So I'm doing good. I can probably finagle with that one if I want to. Those kind of things. When you get up to about 200%, oh, you know you're in a good spot. You know that you're making some profit now. You should be on the upside here. So I like that. I like that a lot. And there's Celinda. How's it going, Celinda? Archbishop said, I'm just here for the OC Wizard giving alpha and having a blast. Dave P says, nailed it. Hey, we got the chicken legs. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much what I wanted to go over. Hopefully that's been a little bit insightful. And, again, I want to reiterate, it's all about the risk percentage and the liquidation prices. And I was sitting here, I just remember sweating so much. I'm like, how can I ever? It seems like every time I pay this thing down, I'm not getting anywhere below $40,000 liquidation price or below $42,000. I'm like, what? It comes. You just got to keep sticking to that plan, taking those profits as it comes down and just paying these things, and it goes so much more beautiful. But I think it's a powerful strategy. We just had a downturn in the market, but this is a great place. Like I said, that if you want to take those risks, like I said, I moved over knock over here, and I'm building up this bag since we're at these juicy low prices, and Jupiter, moving that over because I'm starting to build a fresh new position in Jupiter while she's down low, just little by little. But then when the market does turn around, that's when you start seeing, you're like, oh my gosh, my gains are magnified. And I got to show a little bit of that on the comeback. But, with her drop, and hopefully I'll get to show more of that, because she gains like $20,000, $25,000 in one day. All right. I'm like, you're taking profits, right? So we got those ideas. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll be on the stream hopefully tonight, just going over the market again. Linda says some alts are looking good. Yeah, we got a little mixed bag there. I'm hoping our market starts recovering a little bit. We just got to wait and see. But we did see where Bitcoin did kind of roll over. We talked about those ideas. How it's so easy to get bullish, like, oh, I'm going to add to my positions. We're about to rock and roll. And then here we come rolling over. We might come back up and roll over again. We might come back up and break through. I don't know, man. I would say, just what I'm seeing here, we're probably gonna, I see choppiness for the next few weeks, but we just got to keep an eye on it. And if it is choppy, well, that just helps me with this strategy of just taking profits and buying more. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll see you tonight, and hopefully this has been somewhat educational and help you guys out.
Come here, boy. Come on.
Thank you, Linda. Yeah, I am starting to feel a little bit better now.
I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so ice. You won't make it to the finish line.
There you go.
Gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. It was fine, never mind. Unpredictable.
All right, good night, everybody.